control that space.
All right, so you're watching
against
some
the Maokai in
Team
particular.
Liquid and
Every brush
Shopify.
with saplings, especially if he is going that AP
Let me
build.
just check out this draft.
And that was during a time when Team Liquid were still kind of struggling through the early
This would
beginnings.
be really, again, a really good one. I really liked the Cloud9 and Immortals yesterday. Oh, this is even better. This is 100% what I love. Yes, let me see some more
Shopify are going
Ezreal.
to lock in Ezreal. We know that
again,
you
Team
have
Liquid's
now
probably
the
the strongest
safety
team.
and the range,
Right,
being able to space.
you can make arguments for a couple
with
different
Arcane
people, but
Shift,
Team
throw
Liquid's,
Shot Barrage to follow
I mean,
up
top
on
one,
any
top
engage
two.
from
They
the
won
Nautilus,
last
or if the
split,
Kassadin
you know what I mean?
tries to
Really,
look
really
for a
strong.
flank angle.
Shopify?
But Shopify,
no.
I mean, this, does that also count when they were
Wow,
cursed?
Team Liquid has the most
It says
games.
right there, curse games included.
Oh,
so
yeah.
It does include that. Congratulations to Team Liquid. This was a stat that I heard before today and actually surprised me. You know, I was thinking, okay, well, it had to be C9, surely, but they've actually passed C9. And previous to TSM leaving the league, they had been the team with with the most. But now
APA's on
C9 took the reign, and now TL
Core JJ's
gonna be able
on
to
his
do that.
Rakan.
So it's an org that's been around basically forever
Wow,
in the
Impact's on Udyr. This
LCS
will be
and has
fun.
been really, really successful. You know, especially in these kind of
And
most
I really
recent
am excited
years
because
have been
Nautilus
doing
has
well, and
so
part of that success
much
is APA.
playmaking
How well he did
ability.
in week one
Same
was
with
pretty
Ezreal.
crazy to see.
So this
He
bot
came
side
out,
will be really,
he was
really fun to
styling on
watch.
people. 7 solo kills in his one series.
Yeah, APA was
absolutely
really, really
monstrous.
good last
and we'll
week.
see if he can actually really keep up this kind of pace and bring himself to the forefront of the conversation.
Kind of
best mid laner
welcome
in the league.
Quad
Yeah,
into
I mean,
the
one of my
LCS,
biggest expectations
yeah?
now for APA is going from his first couple splits in the LCS.
It's so funny to watch that trade happen on every single game. Every single Tristan and Corki are always there. And there's always the exact same trade.
I think now the expectation for him is how can he now beat out some of the top mid laners that a lot of people are awarding to players like Quid, players like Jojopyun, people even before the expectation for Quad to be joining the ranks of there, even Jensen as well. He was able to answer him in finals last spring. And now the question comes down to, can APA maintain that form throughout the entirety of Summer Split?
Exactly. I mean, I think people talk about APA like, okay, you know, he's a good team fighter. We'll give you that. You know, you play the Ziggs, you play the Ace, so you scale up, and then you do well in team fights. But the lane, you know, generally people looked at him as, you're not a very strong laner. You don't get your own advantages. You're not the one creating the plays. You're just the one following up on it. So we'll see if he can kind of evolve
I love how
that
many
next
people
level
are
of his
still on
career.
Shopify's side.
And Zazel
Like,
looking to get a
your
deep
team,
forward
it's
in
your
here. We'll
team.
be able to spot out on the Krugs. As
Reminds me of like just
he's trying
typical
to be
sports like
pretty
that as
annoying
well.
here. Tomio
Like I'm
moving
always
down as
rooting for
well,
like the
trying to see if they
Vikings,
can
even though
actually
I never
get
really
anything done.
expected
As
Vikings
Tomio
to go that far. It
did
feels
do
like
4 camps and then just
it's my
3 camp
team.
clear and just
You know what I
moving
mean?
on down.
You gotta hope.
See what we can get done.
I'm glad
he
esports
cleared out
has
his
that same
entire
kind of
bottom side blue quadrant.
you know, kind of
was
community
spotted
with
trying
it.
to do the Raptors on the top side, so then he tried to double back. But because Zyra clears so fast, he's able to beat to the punch of the red buff. So opts for only
Zyra's just gonna
his
be bullying
Raptors and his Krugs,
all game.
and now has to move back into his topside jungle.
Which is funny.
Well, that's one of the struggles when you are playing against some of these AP
Let's see what
junglers.
you got,
is that they
Tomio. Let's
clear
see if you're
so
able to
ridiculously
turn
fast.
that into
They're hard to
something.
punish, and they can often do these really kind of greedy clears, and sometimes still even meet you at your camp afterwards, which makes it very, very tough to actually keep up.
Look at
especially when
those
you are a
farm
champion
difference
like
for
Maokai,
Udyr.
and you're not one of the faster clearers. It puts a lot of importance on you making things happen.
He did push him on the
with
turret,
moves
so I
that you
guess that
go
makes
for.
sense, but still.
As TL are trying to move in, they have that prio with the Udyr. They're going to try to see
know
if they
that
can
Udyr's
find
gone.
Tomio, who does not spot anyone.
They do
I
not
think
find
they're in
him.
that brush,
He might.
so there's
I was
potential
like, he
for him
might
to
get
be,
really punished
a little
here.
bit dangerous. So he's
If he
going to
walks
have
in
to walk
that
the safe way
bush.
around, and we'll find out if TL are actually waiting for him or if they're just going to try to steal his camp.
And I was curious to see what kind of game plan was going to answer
Alright,
this
so Tomio
Zyra
doesn't have
jungle with,
smite.
because as Maokai, if you just answer full clear for full clear, you will always lose the race against Zyra. So the fact that he's trying to somewhat decelerate and get info on where Tomio is, it's better than nothing. But I don't know how much it has really achieved so far.
Yeah,
Tomio's just
too
gonna grab
crazy,
these.
but I'm kind of shocked how far Bvoy is actually down already. Down 10 plus.
Oh,
CS,
wow,
Insanity
jump in by
big trouble.
APA.
Poor JJ is there's
Poor
there
JJ
first.
was there?
Zazel tries to assist, but doesn't hit the dredge line on the minion to
Insanity's
bring himself
low.
closer.
You gotta
But fortunately for
respect even
Insanity,
the
he called
Rakan
flash,
queue at
he's
this
able to
point.
get out of harm's way.
Yep, is able to get out. We'll have to TP back. Zazel just there to try to keep him safe so he can actually pick up this wave before he does base. Xion's going to get back in towards bot lane. And we'll see if they can kind of maintain that advantage.
Alright, so they said that Bvoy was down a lot, so I'm kind of curious to see
because he really
what
has
the,
been that #1 carry threat
they're
for
down
this
5
team
farm.
after all of spring. This is a guy that even
The way
on
they
a
were
team
talking
that
about it,
was
I
not
thought it'd be a
considered
little
very
bit
good team, really did stand out amongst his peers.
Yeah, I mean, multiple Varus games. He was pretty much Legolas in a lot of the
Legolas.
wins that Shopify got. There's a lot of times, too, that teams were disrespecting
Wow, he's
him
just
and
running
Zazel
in and
diving
getting
him
the,
over and over again, but he outplayed them.
unbelievable.
gave them a lot of the gold advantages that they needed to turn around some of the games that should have been unwinnable to games that were actually playable for Shopify. But the fact that Bvoy is the only one that is consistently performing well for the team does make it difficult, because you're hoping for players like Insanity or even Fake God to step up now that they've had.
That would make it hard if you know that you're going to have to be the reason that you win the game. And I'm glad he's on Ezreal. Let's see what he got.
You know, and hopefully Tomio being brought in and on something like the Zyro will give them that additional reliable carry threat going into probably
so Shopify's grabbing this
series.
I don't blame them though. They do have that damage from
wants to be able to have success. They want to be able to go to playoffs and have a chance of going to Worlds and all these types of things. They need to have someone else step up, right? It can't just be Bvoy, as you're saying. Insanity, I think, was such a big threat, back with TSM.
Yeah.
And people were kind of expecting that to continue. In spring, he did experiment a little bit with different style champions, but it was mostly the tanks mid. He hasn't really gotten back to kind of the spicy stuff like he was doing Graves and whatnot that he was getting a lot of credit for. And he hasn't really been able to be that secondary carry threat.
APA is always strong, so I'm not surprised
obviously
to see him up there.
Tremendous amount of success in the NACL, but hasn't really been able to transition that into the LCS.
I feel like I saw that a little bit last week too. I feel like I've seen some struggling from Fake God in some of these top matchups.
And the expectations are that you're going to be probably 7th, 8th.
Wow, the clear here is insane. I was clearing with a Mumu earlier, who also had this kind of just insane grubs
going to poke around and see if he can get vision. Maybe he can yoink one of these grubs away. He's got
over the wall.
In sight range. So that does yoink one of the grubs away from Team Liquid, so they only get 2 from the first rotation.
I would be pissed if I was Umpty.
Well will they
he did nothing wrong,
for the next rotation of
but
grubs?
I would be pissed if I was Umpty. Well done by Tomio.
Probably around the 10-minute mark is when they'll play for it.
Yeah, we'll see if they're going to be able to get more grubs. I mean, just taking the 1 is always going to feel really nice, because they're not going to be able to get a 6 scrub.
It's not a whole bunch,
play
but
or anything like that. But Impact just full control up on this top side, pushing it in, just ignoring Fake God, proxying the wave over and over. And then when you do proxy this wave, your opponent can't actually kill you, so they have to answer the wave under the tower, which allows them to go up, proc the demolish. And Impact is just playing
that's
this
the same
really,
thing
really
about
well.
the Impact is really just not worried about dying to Fake God.
How he was
being that far
utilizing
back there.
Back when Udyr was
and I mean, they know where Tomio
ban,
is,
dominating the LCS.
Yep, it's spring split vibes all over again.
That would have been rough if Umpty would have came by. That was a really early smite by Tomio.
With the top lane in terms of push and prio, as you already called out. Shopify, though, they're not super far behind in goal, but a lot of the CS differential has been
Tomio just has so much
pretty much
more
every
CS.
lane that's not jungle. And Umpty is okay with that, because as long as the team's winning, then he can empower them and set them up for success. And I mean, that's been the Team Liquid identity so far in these first 2 weeks.
Yeah, I'm just always concerned anytime I see Zeri getting such a free lane. He's
you're always going to have the ult, you're always going to have the W.
Nearly a 20
You're always going to be annoying with the
There's a couple more minions for Bvoy to
throwing
farm.
in the little saplings everywhere.
Not one of the strongest laners, but they haven't been able to really get anything
little poke
done.
By
they poke on Yon to kind of keep him back. So CoreJJ, it's going to be unleashed on the map on one of his best champions, playing hard engage. You're setting up Yon for
APA
success
is winning this matchup.
And I feel like
I don't think it has too much to do with
really going to plan for
Tristana versus Corki.
And it's going to be
I think if you switch it, I'm going to be honest. I think if you gave APA Corki, he'd still be up this much farm.
Outpoke them in some of these team fights, and
I mean,
when they do
APA
actually decide to go to some of these objectives,
amazing every time I've seen them play.
Have the proper setup
in the LCS.
Because as you talked about before at the top of the draft, if Shopify want to be the ones in control of these objectives, they need to be there first so they can establish vision and make sure that Insanity and Bvoy are in position to start poking them down.
I don't have them in the back of my head, right? I couldn't call out like a game where I was like, oh, this one's
and then either you're getting a kill or you're getting a summoner spell off of them. But if Shopify are constantly losing the push war, I don't know how they're going to get to those objectives first.
Yeah, that'll really be tough, right? They're going to have to try to probably play through mid, push it out, see if they can try to make anything happen. Zeyzal really seemed like he hesitated on the Q there. That was very delayed.
I can't believe CoreJJ survived that.
Saw Core, and then I think he was kind of thinking about, do I want this? Is there someone else there? By the time he went for it, a little bit too late, so Core does get out.
Core might have died, but he's also response to Core might have just walked away.
About when you do go for these
great poke by Insanity, way to go.
Kind of the debate.
That's what you need to do.
Is this the proper build? And he was just saying he felt that it gives you so much prio in these lanes, going for the early 2 boots rush.
I mean,
even
APA does have
really kind of slows down your progression.
Does not have
as
TP actually.
The team fighting goes.
Doesn't have that cooldown.
That is really valuable for that 1v1.
So Insanity might be able to push this in, and
of course the trade-off is that APA is rushing towards Kraken. So when he finishes,
this might be able to catch him back up a little bit.
You're not going to have your first item done for Insanity, and then you're going to be way less valuable in that 5v5.
Yep.
So it's really a question of, can you get enough of an advantage to justify the Tabby's rush here at the expense of weaker 5v5 later on?
Well, the Dragon is coming up in 50 seconds here for Shopify, and if Insanity is constantly now able to get prio over APA,
Drag and Grubs are going to be up in less than a minute.
Earlier, can Shopify,
so I'm really curious where Tomio is going to focus his time and energy.
Control the objective pace, control for themselves.
Because, so he has one grub, so if you grab 3 grubs, you get the might.
Makes it easier to achieve
and you're playing Zyra, you have a filthy, clears.
And I think that's what Shopify
so you could make that argument if you wanted to do that.
Let's go for these grubs first.
But you could also just grab this
potentially a really good soul. You know, if it is going to be Infernal or Hex Tech, you know, those are both really good for Shopify. You know, getting those kind of.
I feel like I would just go drag, but that's because it's a little bit more guaranteed.
Really nice.
Does that make any sense?
So we'll see if they're going to.
Like, I'd rather have the guaranteed second drag than maybe get 4
Shopify's
grubs.
bot lane is the first one.
Because if you get 3, it doesn't even matter. At least the enemy doesn't get 4 type of thing.
But has his ulti available. Dredge line.
Great engage by Ezreal.
He's going to have to jump away. The rest of Shopify now wrestling control. Umti's back in the river. And Impact has fought for prio over Fakod. He's going to have to TP back if he wants to help fight.
Yeah, he is likely going to just TP right back. And TL,
Fakod is.
They're going to fully commit to one, and they may just be able to back it out after this.
Yeah, Umti got one. Now they just
if they're going to try to commit to get an extra one, or if they're just going to be happy with this.
Oh, APS
really nicely done from Umti. He's able to time the Q smite to secure one of the grubs away. So both teams will walk away with only 3 grubs. Neither team will have that extra Void Might to spawn on the turret.
I think that was actually worth it for Shopify.
Gets a chance
denying the mites for TL.
He gets a chance to do nothing.
Yeah. He walks back and like, hey, did you miss me?
That's the tough thing, is that Fakod actually committed his TP to try to help them secure these grubs. They didn't even get any Void Might spawn. They got nothing from it, but they're losing more and more to Impact, who has created a pretty sizable lead for himself up in the top lane.
I don't know. I still don't dislike that for Shopify.
Obviously, that'll
it would have been a lot better had it
as he does pick up
happened
these
a little differently.
3 plates in an
wow, that
isolated
unstoppable is actually insanely timed. Way to go.
So
that's so done by
definitely
Impact.
giving Fakod the hands.
And Bvoy's just dead.
Bvoy has Flash and Cleanse, but I don't think those Summoner spells are going to help him. He just knows that he's dead to rights.
APA even TP'd down there to guarantee it. I don't know if APA needed to.
Good dive before TL.
APA kind of TP'd down there just to steal it.
There's no chance that Bvoy was going to get out, so I think it's correct. Just hold on to the cleanse, save it for later. Hope that Insanity can get something in through mid lane. He will at least get one play,
I guess.
APA kills these towers so much
more
quickly. And is going to be able to knock down.
And they're just going to go for drag, right?
So it's 3
no, Shopify somehow grabbing drag.
Top. Yeah, they lose 1 or 2 mid, but still, TL feeling really good now, opening up.
Tommy's dead.
2v2 on the Tomio and Zazel. AP is going to help Umti win
it, and he's
going to chase
I almost
after
feel like it
Zazel.
wasn't necessary.
He's got no flash. Impact has popped the ghost, so he can get it ready for Raider stance. Switches the Phoenix for the slow. A double
is that 3 for APA? This game might be over, and I feel I call games early all the time.
2.2k gold lead.
Because I'm not at this high level
of play. Going to be feeling really good about how things are going.
If I was going to trust
3
one
kills, all 3 going the way of APA,
this game,
and he's going to be able to push us up, get even more damage down on the tower.
And
Shopify going to be out on the map, just pushing up towards top,
Tristana.
trying to get another plate or 2 before
it'll be
they
very,
do fall.
very hard for
APA,
Shopify to turn
at the very
this
least,
into
is going to get 1, but he probably is going to get that full tower. It's going to be
like,
all
hopefully
solo
I think they're just trying to make it as competitive as possible at this point.
Ahead the pace of the game. That is going to be really, really difficult to deal with him.
Turret.
I mean, that is a massive gold lead already now. 1.5k individually.
Are they going to be able to do anything up
gold
here?
Lead to the Zeri
oh, wow.
As well.
All 4 people weren't able to...
Their carries have all the gold.
He would get any damage on Impact. He's full health.
What you want when you are playing these 2 carry threats.
Jan popping the Lightning Crash, looking for the all-in on Bvoy, but it just gets the Arcane Shift out of him. I just have to say,
Bvoy actually got that far,
chuckling to myself earlier because there was 4 members committed against Impact,
but got the farm.
And you would think that maybe there's a chance to dive, but he's got a full Iceborne Gauntlet. He was full HP, and as Udyr, there's no way in hell that you're actually going to be able to pull anything off. So Shopify are just losing almost everything on every map play that they make.
Yeah, this is difficult. I mean, it's just a really good engage here. Umti comes around from behind, catches Tomio.
Actually, that was
there to follow
really good
ult
by Tomio
and the rocket jump over the wall. He actually got in range for that rocket jump to actually slow Zazel up as well. So the ghost comes through. That allows Impact to catch up, to lock him down. They get the kill.
That's the second time that where I feel TP was maybe more than...
happy about that, but a fairly measured response.
I feel like they could have done something more with that TP. I don't think it was necessary.
They can get. No panic smite there coming down from Umti, so he'll be able to secure the Herald.
I mean, that's all
Another tower taken by APA top. Again, solo gold for him. And you can just see Impact just does not care about anything that Insanity can do right now.
Yeah.
I was like, Zazel's just walking away.
The turtle stance, and then he's able to just proc back the slows and consistently threaten Insanity with the Phoenix stance trying to slow him down. And it's just crazy now to think that Team Liquid, I mean, you look back at Spring Split, nowhere this clean, but this is just the evolution of winning all the way through finals, doing well at MSI, considering what they had, and now, you know, obviously you're going against one of the lower ranked teams in the league, but this is the form that you have to play at.
Yeah, I've just got to say, I mean, I have really got to question Fake God's itemization. He's going full MR here. Like, I get it. Udyr is annoying. Umti's got a little bit of damage, but, like, who is the threat this game? It's APA and Yan, and you built 0 armor whatsoever. So, you know, it's basically the lane is over, and you were never going to be able to do anything against Udyr in lane anyway. So now you really kind of set yourself up for a very difficult time in the 5v5 as well, because you're showing up with Merc Treads and Hollow Radiance. You're going to get shredded.
Yeah. I mean, it's tough.
It really interesting. So I get the Merc Treads, but I feel like Merc Treads.
I mean, damned if you do. You build armor for APA, and then if you're one of the people that has to face check these bushes, and then you get chunked out by Leandry saplings and
but
whatnot.
like, you know, that's not the main problem, right? You know, and it's one of those things where it's like, yeah, I get
it. Fake God's in like
he's going to be having all the Phoenix
situation.
damage coming down, and the saplings are
Nothing
annoying.
he did was going to be
You just build
good.
HP, that's enough to deal with that, right? Or at least you could build like even just a little bit of MR for a lane. You know, sometimes people will just pick up a null or something like that and then sit on that and build armor. Because the reality is he is going to have to be the one to try to tank through APA and Yon.
I'm so used to
APA is ridiculously fed. He's already on 2 full items. The second item's going to be coming through for Yon as well. He's done an IE. He doesn't even need to go to Last Whisper because the next item for Fake God is so far away. And he just has his first cloth armor now. Like, by the time he gets it, there's going to be Last Whisper, there's going to be LDR, etc. already done for APA.
He's just
never going to be tanking this game.
Yeah. You can't go Sunfire because you have Hall Radiance. So it's just Bramble here.
For Shopify Rebellion fans in the chat, this is how the dice rolls sometimes. You know, I'm not...
Yeah, Teal's up 6K gold.
I don't know what else to say to help, you know, enlighten and be like, hey, guys, they did this right. I'm like... Shopify took a chance on some map plays. They tried to burn the dragon after the skirmish on the bottom side of the map where they dove Bvoy and thinking, okay, they used a lot of their cooldowns, no way they can contest us. And Umti and APA said, bet, watch us 2v2 you and blow you up.
Yeah, I mean, TL are just playing the map so well. You know, they're utilizing the prio that they have from their lanes. They won the 2v2 bot. They won the top lane 1v1 very, very heavily. APA moved well and fought well with Umti around that dragon. And that's basically
again, Zyra's able to, like,
melt
a lot of these objectives, so there's always that argument that maybe Tommy was going to be able to do something.
And then APA got a very big advantage off of that bot lane fight. Took a couple towers, started moving around the rest of the map. And
what would I be trying to do here if I was Shopify?
This is something that TL did really well at MSI as well. A lot of the champions that he likes to play are good at side laning. They're tough to actually lock down when you're thinking about Acel, when you're thinking about things like Tristana. So he knows how to play through those side lanes. And you can see now that he has no vision on top side, he's not overextending. He's playing it back. His team takes Dragon. His team pushes up and gets vision in the bot side jungle so that Impact can push up, right? And it's just pushing both these little things that TL are doing well that are creating big advantages.
So even though this sounds stupid, I feel like what Shopify needs to try and do here is get a
with
pick
only a couple kills, right? It has been about how they played the map, and this is the mark of a really good team. You don't need to just scrap to be able to create advantages. Sure, if they get a fight from this point, they're probably going to win it. They're probably going to take it, but they don't need to.
I'm really excited for
that
this
monstrous lead that they already have.
Right. By the way, guys,
if you don't know,
LCS, third week.
Dignitas FlyQuest is going to be the most hyped game of next week, and I'm calling it right now.
I know we said that a lot of times throughout the broadcast, but just making sure you know. I know Jad has even said,
even if Dignitas loses, I just want Jensen to do well.
LCS is going to be. We will say it again at some point before we close out the show again, so don't worry. 18 minutes into the game. About a minute and some change before the Baron spawns.
Yeah, I don't know why they're doing it
4 minutes before the 4th dragon of the game spawns as well. Team Liquid.
I couldn't find a reason.
Dragon of the game.
I'm assuming he has something. Oh, wait! What an engage by Core JJ! With the ult and the knockup!
Charm.
Oh, and the Zyra ult. That was actually really well done. But, they just can't do anything.
Army can just walk right on in.
Oh, wow. Teal just does so much damage. They're just tankier.
They cannot contest this fight because they're just so down in gold right now.
Yeah, they flash.
They have 5v5 right there, and they got
the flash out of Zazel as well. It does cost them the flash and the ulti from Core JJ. But Team Liquid moving into their opponent's jungle, fighting over this vision, fighting over these spots. This is what we talked about them doing in spring. This is the new identity for TL. If they think they're stronger, they're going to fight you at every single turn, and it's going to make it really tough for Shopify because TL's not going to sit back and just allow you to farm this one out and allow you to try to stabilize the game. They're going to take over your jungle. They're going to take away extra resources, and they're going to continue to extend the lead as an advantage. So Shopify has got to try to find a way to kind of draw that line in the sand and say, no further, we're going to fight here. We're going to risk it all here because even if it is that 5% chance to win, win, that's probably better than you're going to get later. Give over your jungle. TL's just going to extend the lead more and more.
If they do that 2 or 3 times, though, one of these times they're just going to be able to melt
Baron has now spawned, as Shopify have to slowly give up vision in this topside jungle. It is pretty much full darkness.
They had vision there, so they saw him. They know they're rushing it.
Opening entrance of the Baron pit.
Says, come fight me.
And yeah, on Team Liquid, they'll burn the Baron. And if Shopify don't contest, then it's free for them.
Just not
and if
rotating.
they do contest,
Wait,
they're just going to force the fight.
And remember, there's no flash on Tomio, so they can actually just look to turn and try to kill off Tomio. If he mispositions, then do the Baron afterwards. They're really just trying to force him in his tough spot because no one is answering APA. So TL are winning just by keeping you around. They're going to keep threatening this. If someone answers APA, then maybe they take the fight up here. But already, they've got
I feel like Umti stayed on that for so much longer than I expected.
Off of that bot lane tier 2, that's even more
still
gold
like holding
in the
on
pockets of APA,
that
who has the last whisper already
that
completed. He's going to have that fully upgraded before Fake God even gets close to finishing his next full item. And you can see he is just not tanking against
TL played that beautifully.
whatsoever.
Right, and it's so hard for Shopify to actually force fights.
And TL had TP that whole time. So even if they wanted to, they could have maybe forced that after they saw Fake God rotating up.
To be in range to throw
Fake God
out
also has
Death
TP
Charge
though, maybe not.
The rest of the CC kit.
I think they just played it probably perfectly.
Like Enchanted Crystal Arrow bit on
that's my assumption,
team because they didn't get Ashe, right? And so
it.
Shopify, anytime that they have to contest this Baron, they have to do it by walking up. And that gives Team Liquid so much time to say, well, if you're sending, let's say, 4 members for us, I mean, you can answer one split pusher, but you can't answer the other split pusher. And so Team Liquid are just constantly going to do this dance back and forth, increasing their gold lead because people have to drop waves while they're trying to stop the Baron. And it's just a never-ending cycle that Team Liquid will slowly beat and choke you out of this game with.
Yeah, it's really, really tough, right? You know, when you play these poke comps, if you fall behind, it's really difficult to find your way back in, right? Because the only way you're going to get a fight is by basically face-checking TL, and TL wants the 100-0 fight. They want that explosive fight. So they've got to just try to slowly clear out these brushes,
they weren't able to
then
melt
you have someone chipped out like Core, then you move forward, and you try to get more. You try to continue pushing forward. That
APA.
one ward not spotted by the pink in the pit does give Shopify the info that they are on the bear, and they're TPing in now, and they're going to try to commit to it.
TP might just be too late,
Team Liquid are going to take the flip here, or do they want to play for the turn?
Yeah.
Okay, but they didn't get contested on the Baron, so it's secured by Umti. Impact's already there to cut off Zeyzal, and Insanity's going to try to back him up to make sure that Zeyzal can walk out safely. But Shopify Rebellion, despite not dropping any members, I mean, they couldn't get into the Baron pit. They couldn't TP for it, so now they're down to teleport spell for Fake God. So the next time he's answering a wave that's cross-mapped from Team Liquid are guaranteed another objective.
It's just really tough, right? They forced the earlier flash in that previous fight in the topside jungle. Tomio still didn't have his flashback. There's no blast cones. There's no way for him to walk in the pit besides just kind of slowly waddling over there. They're not able to get anything, and now it's kind of desperation hours here. Shopify just chasing after them, hoping they can find something. But they're not going to get anything whatsoever here from TL. 9,000 gold lead now.
You think Impact's going to get this one too?
He
does a lot of damage to
map. The macro game really strong from TL in this one. They're just looking like a completely different class of team. Impact is killing the base. They don't even have a response. The tower is gone before anyone even gets back, and now APA is looking for Tomio.
Oh, APA is going to style on Tomio. He flashes in. The jump will give him the reset. Zeyzal tries to stop it, but you cannot stop the ball.
Yon with that follow was insane.
In the face. Team Liquid picks up a
double kill for Yon.
Impact just do whatever he wants. TL are stomping Shopify in this one. This is just bullying at this point.
Gonna waste their time getting
they're taking your base, they're jumping in and 1v2 and killing your jungler. They're taking the dragon, they're taking your jungle camps, they're taking the bear.
This is like the proper way to do it.
And they're taking any hope that Shopify has of making this one close.
Okay, so Fake God finally completed the
is the fact that
armor
APA
item. It was Randuin's, which makes a lot of sense.
Because every game, he'll say something when he feels it's competitive.
The ability of crits.
He says, when do you guys play?
Oh, that's worse. All right, my bad. I didn't see the chat logs. Oh, no.
Wait. Oh, we can't see it. We got to adjust it. Yeah.
Hey, guys, listen. We knew.
That one's just cold.
Yeah, that's... Jesus.
He's hitting Shopify with the when does Shopify play?
Oh, man.
That's insane.
Well, come on, man. They're already dead.
Not this game, I'll tell you that much.
Yeah.
Maybe next game they can play.
Yeah, it's a 10,000 gold lead at 24 minutes. Team Liquid, this is such a clinical masterpiece that they are pulling off right now against
This
Shopify.
is actually looking worse than the Cloud9 and Immortals
but Zeyzal's already been blown up in Umti.
It was pretty dominating, but this one somehow is worse.
Multiple Mystic shots to the back of the head.
Oh, look at Impact.
Impact is teleported in to make sure that they still got a front line, and Yon is just 1v1ing Tomio under the tower while he flashes back. Doesn't have another spark surge to follow him over the wall, but you know what?
They're just going to get mid here,
He's a merciful man. He'll let him live this time around. Team Liquid now pushing through the bottom.
Even if game doesn't end right now, I mean, game is over when APM's 3 now.
One instead as well.
Yeah, this is tough for Shopify. It's a Hail Mary, but you're taking a 3-pointer. The basket's on the moon. It's a long shot. I don't think they're going to make it.
Good engage by Zeyzal. I don't know. That's not the person you want to engage on.
Yeah.
Fake almost died to APA.
So much damage from the double marksman of Team Liquid as they're starting to push in these waves.
And Upti's not even there, dude. Upti's just farming like wolves and blue buff and whatnot. And they just kill them all.
Will rip Shopify apart.
I mean, at least they were able to kill Corte J.
Instantly gone in the fight.
So it wasn't like,
and now Team Liquid should
be pushing
it wasn't
a
for the
2
win.
for nothing.
I like how they're diving them at the Nexus, and their jungler's not even there. That's 4v5.
Yeah, Upti wasn't there. Upti was just minding his own business.
Winning it anyway. TL putting on a clinic in this first game against Shopify.
Now all 3 inhibitors
this was not
have
close
been taken
at
out.
all. It was a good game to watch, though.
Team Liquid can just chill, wait for the supers to start pouring through, teleport from APA so that he can join the fight once again.
Yeah.
And for Shopify, they're just hoping that maybe
I mean, Corky's 1-0. He has decent damage.
Yeah,
I mean, Sandy.
Very difficult at this point to even come back.
It won't matter.
I literally cannot imagine what a comeback would look like at this point.
I mean, like, Team Liquid would have to not just make a throw once. They would have to do a series of throws.
They would have to probably dive the Nexus itself, giving multiple pentakills in a row to Insanity.
Shopify has absolutely no turrets either.
I don't think that's what's happening on my screen right now, Ezreal. I see Zeyzal dead, unfortunately. He has to walk up. He is one of the tanks, but Shopify now down a frontline member, and here comes the final crash of the super minions wailing into the Nexus tower. Shopify Rebellion on their knees praying for a miracle, but that miracle ain't coming anytime soon. Team
All right, that was game 1. And we are on to game 2.
In this league, they won Spring Finals for a damn reason. They have
honestly
not missed
beautiful
a beat,
play by APA, by
Shopify Rebellion, as they're going to play with their food and
the top gap was pretty insane.
And close out game 1 of the series.
Udyr
they kill APA, so they at least got a couple kills, but APA taking down Bvoy in the Nexus.
That was rough. Alright, so this time, fake odds on Udyr.
Can farm
after just being absolutely lambasted last time.
I was really curious to see if they'd pick these AP farming junglers for Tomio. I'd like to see him pop off on it, so we'll see what the team
I will be able to see, so I was pretty sure that no matter what, mid lane was going to look like that, with APA just dominating the mid lane against Insanity. With
Gracias Raz and
Tristana versus Loungers. Now we'll be able to see AP on the court and see how it really goes.
The second game of this series,
Bvoy's Varus is really good, but
the Zyra jungle
this might be rough. TL
was
super
not
aggressive down
for
here.
them
Lucius
to get
Nami,
over the finish line. Unfortunately for them, the race
all-time 389 career LCS wins is ridiculous. This guy has had an incredible career in the LCS across a lot of different organizations, stacking up the trophies. And now we'll see if he can win the matchup from the other side that he just dominated Fake God in.
I mean, that would speak volumes just about how strong Impact has been for this team. But I also want to pivot the conversation as...
On both sides, actually. Being able to poke Yon out a little bit,
getting
that's
a decent
good.
chunk onto
and
Yon.
being able to pick out or poke out.
I'm not sure if he'll have
bit,
time to recall. It's about 105. Okay, so he'll get his recall in. He'll be walking to lane just right as the minion wave should be crashing. But this is a cool opportunity to see Yon on one of his signature champions that he's really made a name for himself during the latter half of Spring Split and playoffs, and even a little bit at MSI, to now Bvoy, probably his most signature champion that he has played during his tenure here in the LCS with Ferris as well. But Umti is going to get pushed out of his top red side jungle.
I mean, this is just smart. This is the power of the Udyr. It looks like Umti is not just going to give it up, though. He wants to play for the Smite fight. So this is going to get a little bit weird here as Impact is around.
Wow, what a
Udyr
weird
very strong
what's
in that
going
level
on?
1. If this keeps resetting, though, honestly, it's better for Umti to be low eco. And Impact's just going to steal away one of the little Raptors and then just walk away. So Umti now will go over towards the Wolves. Ghost is going to be popped by both of them, but nice sidestep there from Fake God.
Impact in trouble. He might die to Fake God if he can get one more proc at the Phoenix stance to slow him down. There's a couple of auto attacks, the grass proc. Impact in trouble. Fake God, just one more. No! Oh, man.
I mean, can't quite kill him, but still, Impact's
and now
lane
Impact
is
going to dominate the rest of the
off of that. Really nice sidestep on the Q3. Avoiding that allows him to kind of just keep up with Impact
not getting that kill, I think,
is
going to be really rough for him later on.
Here for Shopify. Though, is just going well.
That would have been
Raptors.
great. If
they know
Fake
he's
would have been able to get that kill, this game might have gone
so they should have gotten vision of him
favor.
crossing. He's going to be able to take away those Raptors and back off. So that's well done there by and we'll see if he can kind of keep up in this. But top lane is going to be really tough for Impact now because you're not starting anywhere close to parity.
Right. The nice thing for Impact, though, is I definitely thought there was a world where Tomio tries to clear up towards top lane and dive with Fake God, but Fake God might just be able to solo kill Impact, but he sidesteps the last bit of the awakened Phoenix Storm. And so Impact now realizes that he might just have to recall even on this cannon wave.
Yeah, I mean, he's going to have to recall. He'll
he doesn't recall, and he gets to recall off.
Cannon waves, APA.
Oh,
APA, he got solo killed by Insanity!
He messed up. First blood to Shopify Rebellion.
Bvoy just got Goomba stomped. It jumped up in his seat right after that. APA thought he had the win, was just fighting to the death. Absolute fist fight with Insanity in the mid lane.
That's crazy, guys.
Gets that final bit of damage. Impact is able to TP back in,
gave
but he's down
first blood
solo
against
kill in
Shopify.
mid. Umty's been put down a little bit as well.
I'm actually really surprised about that.
You know, it is a much better
let's see what
game
happened.
too here. We can watch this one more time. As APA does have a bit of the HP advantage, flashes the initial
even
W,
flashes it.
but of course the reset comes through from that explosive charge.
Wow.
And then in between the autos, he jumps in. You can see the visible frustration there from APA. Knows he messed up. But, you know, even with all of these things going Shopify's way, they're barely up any gold because look at bot lane. They are getting crushed in bot lane.
Sandy jumps back in.
Now not only has the push prio, but also has
Sandy's really winning that trade now.
APA is going to fist fight him, but APA, does he have the damage now to fight back against Insanity?
Wait,
no
APA
flash
gets
for APA
it.
and Insanity. Wait, it just dies!
He just walked him straight into the sapling.
I thought he was going to flash at some point, and maybe he was going to wait out the last auto attack, but it just did more damage than Insanity was expecting.
I mean, I think that
he did so much there,
he was going to be able to make
Malphite
it
got an
lose
assist,
vision
and he
in the
was
brush and just be able to walk it out.
built different.
It looked like the
man.
Gatling gun came back up, and I think it was maybe even the E damage that actually finished him off when he was out of line of sight. So I think Insanity thought he had it all calculated. But unfortunately,
we are both so bad. I love APA.
I like the self-blame in that.
The self-report is like, hey, man,
so
we're both kind of trolling a little bit. You know what? Respect and the modesty. Team Liquid.
Yeah, no kidding, actually. He trash talks so much.
I'm Nikita Penagunda from Interlope High School.
Add mid?
When I was 7 years old,
in the mid?
Yeah, we can watch it one more time.
Yeah.
I mean, this again looked like it's a fight that APA is going to lose, but he just keeps doing it because he knows his jungler is closer. He knows that Insanity's going to have to run his result.
At this point, I was like, Insanity's hella winning this.
And the sapling actually makes such a difference because not only is it the damage, but it's the slow, the Q lands, he tries to drop a ward to mess him up, and then it's the E, the Gatling gun in the brush. As he lost vision, he thought there wasn't going to be any more.
I love how they were both frustrated when they died. Both like you see the close up of both of them. Both of them are just like
hitting him in the brush, finishing him off, getting that kill back, and that is frustrating stuff.
That's insane. Crazy mid lane so far.
This is one of those situations where before the second kill happens, as we still got
Impact is gonna get Fake God.
No, the ghost has been popped. He pops the shield. Okay, Fake God is able to walk out, doesn't die despite Impact popping his own
I was going to say, no way is this Udyr going to get punished in the Cassante.
Actually, the worst
Impact's playing
thing to happen.
You had such a good opening trade, level 1,
Look, he's up in farm despite getting that heavy poke down level 1.
He's still kind of losing lane, let's be honest. It's tough.
Yeah, he is. He's losing lane.
Impact, or, he almost just got solo killed by Impact.
He's
down farm, and Impact's pushing in the wave. So, you know, this is the matchup that Impact just absolutely destroyed Fake God in, took 3 plates solo without any interference, and now is winning the other side of the matchup.
It's looking like there's one top laner who's just better than the other.
Level 1 where he had to actually, sacrifice and defend his own jungle. So this is just player diff from that point. That is tough for Fake God.
Yeah.
So many lines of goats.
Now losing the top prio, at least for Shopify's sake, because they know that Team Liquid is on the dragon.
Insanity right behind
Tomio
him, Impact right behind him.
Look for the first rotation of grubs and get one objective back over to Shopify's side. I think the big shame, though, is that since APA burned his flash and Insanity has his flash advantage over him, if there's a way to bring Zeyzal over, you could commit a flash to guarantee another kill setup and get a snowball rolling that way. But then after the second kill, AP is kind of even the playing field. His flash is coming back soon. The window is closing for any type of punish. So And this is against the team
kind of that
who just
mental
showed
idea
in game
too, where
1.
you'll see sometimes
They
people play
do not
differently
give
on
you many
so point,
rooms for
even
error.
if it's not like the
So
right call.
if you see a mistake
Great
like that,
by
you should
Yon,
try and
but
jump on it
also
as fast
really
as
good
possible.
engage
But
by Zeyzal.
Shopify Rebellion kind of tied up with bottom lane at the moment.
Exactly. That's what's making it so tough, is that when you're losing 2v2 bot, it's very difficult for Zeyzal to move, and Brand is not a good ganking jungler, so Brand alone probably can't get it done.
Just
you would
popping
need
that ult on
both
Yon,
Zeyzal
huh?
and Tomio to be there.
That's a little surprising.
Oh
wait, the flash by Zeyzal.
Yon, both summoner spells gone. Zenith Blade from Zeyzal, the flash from
they get him!
Bvoy. This
They
is
get
huge
Yon!
for Shopify Rebellion, winning an all-in 2v2.
Nicely done.
They did pop like
had been
everything
getting pushed
besides
in,
the
they had been
barrier on
getting beat
Bvoy,
down,
but
able to find that all in.
Oh,
Zeyzal
Cortez
just kept
healed
hitting Zenith
too.
Blade after Zenith Blade,
Oh,
chasing
I feel like
him down.
that is so
APA,
rough.
You know, obviously can't move. Doesn't have TP. Impact didn't have his TP. No one could actually come down to bail them out. So it is just going to be that straight up 2v2 kill, and the gold goes to Bvoy. That is really big.
Watching
for Shopify.
Udyr is making him look so much more busted than I remember him being.
Bvoy getting ahead, and it's often Bvoy.
I was surprised by this ult by
so
Yon.
Just let the culling rip. The slow there from the Hail of Arrows.
Yeah, good flash by Zeyzal.
The Q stun first, then Yon getting hit again by the Zenith Blade. Caught up, stunned down again.
Yeah, I don't know.
Could not actually create any
really
distance.
well done by
was very quick
Shopify.
on the response with the flash, but the auto attack had already gone through from the Leona, so he just got stunned on the other side of the splash.
Nami could have
where
maybe
a lot of the problems came because he created very little
Insanity
distance
missed
whatsoever.
quite a bit of farm there,
getting
actually.
stunned on the other side of your flash meant that they could just kind of catch back up, land the Zenith Blade, land another stun.
I mean,
and that's really
way
what
less
made
compared
the difference
to
there. So
anything
really
I would ever be able to do.
Honestly, from Zeyzal
Doesn't necessarily mean that negatively, but I feel like Insanity
now, when we talked about windows of opportunity for Shopify to punish,
in his mind he's okay to miss that farm just to push it quicker.
Cleanseless Lucian is a lane that I would be sending the alarm to the rest of my teams, like, hey guys, I don't know what we can dedicate. We cannot get this done though.
Tomio down there.
Let's see he is waiting, but Umti is also here for the counter gank, knowing that Yon would be the target here.
Oh wait, with the ult.
Throw out the ulti.
They have barrier there.
Will root up. It hits up too. Solar Flare will dissuade the charge from
Umti got
as now he's taking out of the fight, forced to flash. Tomio tried to flash to punish and follow up, looking for additional damage. But for Team
that
Liquid,
feels really quick. I didn't realize Cole was on that kind of cooldown.
He was trying to flash in and get his ult off, but he couldn't quite get in range, unfortunately, for him. You know, probably just barely out of range.
That was heartbreaking for Tomio.
But he was warded out. It's good warding, good play from TL. Umti comes into cover, ends up just being the trade of flashes. And is that advantage? We'll see.
Wait, let's see what's going on here.
In fact, has Fake God dead So Fake God, again, just kind of getting pushed around in this lane. He did take down a plate, which is quite nice,
It's only insane seeing how well TL Impact played it.
So this is a lot
Impact
closer of a game.
Dominated this lane. This exact lane matchup.
Slight lead from Shopify in this one.
Fake God even had that really lucky early game kind of interaction.
To have some signs
and
of life,
still just losing lanes.
The fact that they were able to spot windows where Team Liquid were
Hold on, are we about to go play
optimizing
maybe?
their play, they're able to punish. Now the question comes down to how well can Shopify actually translate that lead into something meaningful that pushes the reigning LCS champions to be extremely competitive with them in games here.
Yeah. I mean, they have a much easier comp, I think, to execute now. You know, you are just kind of playing like a 5v5 style.
Oh, wait, but Shopify is ready.
Show up and look to fight them.
Impact goes all out, but Bvoy has arrived, and
all
this
right,
turns
Bvoy's
the
there,
battle in
Zeyzal's there.
For Shopify
Big Guy should be able to just pick up Impact here,
cannot commit. Impact is just going to go down to Bvoy.
Shopify is up
TL
1K.
Thought that they actually had the jump that they were looking for.
To be fair, they also did dedicate 4 people up here. Do you think they're just going to try and grab these scrubs? They have 3.
And it allows them to take
6.
down Impact. So Impact does get taken down. They're going to be able to get some turret damage here as well.
Yon and
Core and Yon have made the move up towards topside. They're trying to go for a 6 scrub play off
yeah,
this.
They're just grabbing all 6 scrubs.
Get it.
Yeah.
Shopify, honestly, in a really good spot. You're playing with Tristana. You're playing with Udyr. You should have some pressure inside lanes. And you're going to have 6 scrubs off the back of that. So going to be feeling really good about their chances.
I think that was really smart.
What a nice bounce back from game 1 into game 2. 6 scrubs now. It's easier to work with. But great bubble into culling.
So many ults on the Zeyzal and Bvoy. Zeyzal's just dead, right?
Finish this kill on to Zeyzal, and yes, he does.
What a bubble by Core JJ.
Will join the fray as he's looking for
Bvoy's dead to APA.
One more on attack. There it goes.
And TL just ties it back up like that,
by the mid laner of Team Liquid.
Yeah, APA just fully committing to that. Had the Triforce
Beautiful
just
play by
TP's
Core JJ and
Yon. The kill. Really nice catch there from TL. They didn't get much damage with the initial kind of volley of plays, as we'll see. Insanity should just be able to walk this one out because Impact does not have all out. Used it in that previous top lane play.
Even that, I don't know if
Zeyzal blocked
anything
up
would happen
so much
there.
damage from the culling, from the Navi wave,
maybe
from
actually
the
with
Mouth
all out.
all of that. But Yon just committed to the play. They go over the wall.
Look at this bubble
and this
right
is,
here.
Them just really recognizing the situation that they can.
They know they have vision. They walked. They saw the board get placed.
It's the culling. It's the wave. It's everything. Tomio realizes it's not a fight that they can win, and the TP is coming through, so they're able to get the kill, and then just the chase down.
Really good follow-up by APA.
With the assist, slowing him down. APA hits everything.
Really good
kill
follow
onto
by
Bvoy.
APA.
And you can see a little bit of
frustration. The play would have been great without APA's follow-up, but... Wait, how did CoreJJ die?
CoreJJ just gets blown up by the damage.
Clearly died because of the Tomio's damage, but I didn't see exactly what happened. That was the first assist Tomio got. A little bit of plate into his pocket.
For the taking. Shopify.
He does have demonic though.
How many tools did they use? It looks like they still have Leona engage and Chain of Corruptions as well from Bvoy, so they should have control and be able to secure the second dragon of the game.
Chain of Corruption just came up, so it should be their dragon for sure. We'll see if MT wants to try to check it, but honestly, would be pretty ill-advised. It's going to get spotted.
Got away.
Insanity just going to hold the buffer the jump,
Shopify,
get out.
All right.
Wow,
that was really aggressive by Ezreal onto
both of their ultimates onto the jungler team Liquid.
Insanity got there.
Guarantees the kill. Nice buster shot used.
Yon doesn't have
Impact can't get into the fight. Yon and CoreJJ were approaching from the left flank, but they couldn't really get in, and Shopify walk out safely.
Yeah, Yon gets pushed back. Can't really find the angle for the culling after
Shopify's doing great.
So I'm not able to get much damage down whatsoever. So it's another objective going the way of Shopify. And they are going to be able to get a little bit of turret damage. APA, though, likewise, pushing in top lane.
Still down in
their bot lane is going to move towards mid and look to push that in as well. The gold still just not really getting any bigger.
Insanity, I see you.
Mostly getting their advantages through kills. They haven't been able to really find the farm
they're so low.
Objective advantages as much just yet. But they do
both
have
of them are like one
really
grab, good trade away from that.
Which is going to mean if they can get access to those towers, they should be
and you can see the difference already in how Team Liquid was able to orchestrate their snowball versus how Shopify are trying to orchestrate theirs. They're putting a lot more resources in moving people around the map, but then it gives them the opportunity for them to catch waves.
He has the ward there too, though.
Team Liquid's laners are starting to out-CS them as well.
Okay, that made me a little bit nervous for a second. I wasn't sure if Bvoy was going to have a lazy recall and get caught there.
Yeah, Yon could have dashed in over that and really melted Bvoy.
Back up. But yeah, of course, there's definitely that difference. TL having some things not go their way, but are hanging in there. But this is what I wanted to see from Shopify.
Look at all those pings.
Competitive. This is
all those topside pings. Everyone knows what's going on.
Against pretty much everyone is saying that. All the pros from all the teams are saying, yeah, TL is the team to beat. So if you can just hang with them, that is a confidence booster, right? This is a very big bounce back game.
With Rift Herald, they have
even if they don't
all
win
the mites and stuff. They're able to get 6 grabs.
Shopify probably get across that finish line.
Probably needs
this. There's a lot more steps to do correctly before you do actually claim this game. And
like
they
keep getting killed, but they're just up so little in gold.
Find those engages and picks on. So as long as Shopify
they have to be careful
solid,
of Umti's engage though.
They have really high damage. Anytime someone gets caught on TL, it's going to be tough for them.
Actually, Ezreal could get an engage here.
Here comes Nature's Grasp once again.
Going on in with his ult.
will block off the majority of the roots. Ezreal takes up one as well. Tomio securing
Shopify gets it. Well done, Tomio.
For maybe
now just disengage and don't die.
Might Shopify from getting back.
Might be harder than I'm making it seem, but
yeah, and they're just trying to buy time for impact, right? Because all the members here are there from Shopify. It's very similar to the plays that we saw last game.
But again, I think that's totally worth it.
Tristana in the side lane. This time it's Cassante. So Cassante not exactly dealing punishing damage to these turrets, but he will eventually take it down. And that's going to have the gold incredibly close to even here from TL. So it is the Herald. We'll see if they can actually get something
that
with
is
it.
insane.
We're basically dead even on gold.
They got the first turret.
Mid lane a little bit later on and try to actually get that.
I don't know if TL is displeased.
But yeah, I mean, they have a lot of frontline damage here from Shopify, right? Like between
Brand
and Bvoy and Insanity, they can kill your tank. Like even if it is
Spice on you?
Impact who actually gets locked down, he could definitely die. So he's gonna have to play pretty careful.
Lots of damage from Yon.
Yon with the buffs from
But
Nami.
now doesn't have coal.
Tries to go for the culling. Decent chunk on the Bvoy, but mostly clears out the wave. Gets some pressure here. Umti's not necessarily in position to look for an invade. He was shadowing APA.
Actually, Ezreal can get an ult onto Yon.
Turret picked up for Team
with
Liquid.
Like a Chains of Corruption follow-up or something like that.
They've done a great job in terms of neutral
really
objective control. All 6 scrubs awarded to them, thanks to Tomio, the second dragon.
Insanity is going to get
They're going to get their first turret of the game from Insanity pushing on the bottom side of the map. But the fact that Team Liquid are answering with decent objectives of their own makes it so that it's still an even game in gold.
Well, and part of the problem is I feel like Shopify are kind of over-grouping. I think they're worried about throwing the game or getting caught out or whatever. But look at the farm throughout the lanes, right? It's 35 CS in bot lane. It's 20, like, you know, almost 20 CS in mid lane, and it's about 20 CS in top lane, right? So that is a lot because
I think it's just a difference walking around as the goon squad here.
They dodge the solar flare. They're going to come in onto Yon, but he still has flash to work with, so they can space this one out. And Zeyzal overcommits, but the player will get punished for it.
Actually, L got caught by that. That was such a good Umpty ult.
Yon flanking from the top right, looking for more damage as Umpty tries to flash in to close the distance. Will get burned by the
a lot of damage from
decent
Tomio,
answer back from Tomio. Impact leading the charge. And it doesn't look like they're going to go for a full-on dive into tier 1.
They weren't quite able to get it all, but they
got
one for
a couple kills there, looking pretty good. But we might just have another fight coming up
here
pretty soon.
They got Ezreal and Insanity.
In a little over 30 seconds.
Already.
It's a good punish there from TL. Again, this team, whether they're behind, they're going to keep fighting you. They're going to keep looking for these opportunities. And again, APA is getting really, really fed in a game. He has 4 kills now. He took down a tower, got solo gold in that side lane, and he's setting himself up well. Remember, next week we are going to be on Thursday and Friday. We will not be on the weekend. Thursday and Friday, there's going to be the LCS games, so make sure to tune in.
Yeah, I'll be streaming Thursday and Friday.
Did you hear that? Thursday, Friday, we're going to have week 3 LCS? Really? That's crazy,
That's crazy, bro.
That's so crazy.
That's crazy.
You know, it's also crazy is that Shopify are in position for this third dragon on time, and they have decent vision control of this blue quadrant jungle as well. Neither of the Team Liquid solo laners can
Insanity
really
does so much damage. You really have to
respect
respect
trying to
him.
bully his way in using these saplings.
But APA's there, and APA also does insane amounts
Herald.
of damage.
It should get the crash into the tier 1 turret.
They got tier 1.
Shopify have a chance to just burn this dragon, but it looks like they want to set up for a pick instead.
Yeah, we'll see if they're going to be able to find the fight here. As TL well aware this is what they're doing. They can see the poke being thrown over the wall.
So
TL just going to play it safe, going to play it smart. They're going to play through mid first, get Prio there, then look to move on into the river, which they're doing now. As you can see, that line of saplings is set up. And again, Impact is in the top lane. No one's answering him, so TL don't need to force here. If it's not a good angle, they can just back off, but Impact's going to TP in, so they're going to look for the fight.
Okay. Fake God taking up a majority of the culling damage. He's in trouble. Remember, he doesn't have flash. He only has ghost, and it's still off cooldown. He gets gunned down by Yon. And
wait, Umpty! What a great follow through!
All the way over the red
don't get punished though. Don't get punished by Insanity.
And the rest of his comrades.
You don't get punished by Insanity. So well played.
Deleted by Team Liquid.
That was insane. I can't believe Bvoy also died there.
In that fight. APA flashing over the wall, chasing him down, looking for Bvoy. They wiped the map
might have just
Shopify here. Able
they
to
are now
all those kills.
Into the driver's seat for the first time like all game.
TL's just playing with so much confidence. You know, I was thinking it's only the second dragon for Shopify. You have
this is really similar to the
Immortals
and Cloud9 game, though.
You'll play it a little bit safer.
Really is.
But they thought they could win the 5v5, so they just take the 5v5.
Player that
but now they overstayed their welcome because Brand is behind you. You're TPing in here on Fake God. They're going to look for the mid lane.
I don't think Shopify's just making tons of mistakes or anything. Really well done by Fake God.
Set up the CC, but
great engage.
Positions Fake God on the other side of the wall.
I don't think Fake God did anything wrong there. Just beautifully played by Impact.
Jumping over, finding Yon with the explosive charge. A lot of damage. Here comes the
you're dead again.
And he
at least you got the Lucian. Wait, you survived. So well played.
He doesn't go down
and
to
then Fake God and Impact are just going at it.
Now in the 1v1 of their lives.
And they will just walk away.
Well, they're going Baron. They're actually pinging onto Baron there. It looked like. I don't know why Fake God stopped chasing if they're not going to try to do something here. Because, yeah, there was assist pings there from Shopify over towards Baron. This might be a bit overzealous, though. I mean, there is still APA really strong who's going to be able to poke away at you if they get wind of this. There's definitely a lot of pings over there from TL as well, so they are clearly aware of what is going on. Let's see if APA can push
everyone's just thinking Baron's the right move here?
Umpty has flash.
Am I the insane one? Wait, but they got APA out!
On top! Oh, APA gets caught out. It's a massive shutdown for Shopify.
They got APA out. It was totally
the Baron was
a goof.
They got a massive gold bounty.
Who gives a fuck if they get the Baron if you're able to pick him off like that?
They are going to back off. APA playing way too fast from that position. He got pushed back, had to Valkyrie, had no flash, and then just walked right back in and allows himself to actually.
I don't know if that was the plan from Shopify, but if it was, they executed it perfectly.
Keeping themselves in it. But definitely an overextension there from APA, one that he'll want back, as it was a bit of a silly death. You know, after the initial Valkyrie, you have to play at range. You have to wait for your frontliners to get there.
So Tommy just got lit up. So I actually think this is really well played by Fake God, even though Impact's able to grab him. I just believe it's a great play followed by a great play.
And then
Fake God did everything right there. Impact did everything right there. Really good engage by Insanity. I really thought he was going to die here.
He has a flash over the wall.
But he did get hit by the bubble because
Umpty. The bubble from the Nami was a little bit bit of anti-synergy there, so MT accidentally knocks him out of
and
that
then I was really surprised when both top laners
perfectly. Insanity comes up with a big play.
Separate. Oh, Bvoy's dead.
Bvoy!
Oh, that's rough.
I don't know how or why he was in
got
that position.
But that's not good for Shopify.
But
after
yeah, I think
everything
Shopify
going so well
is now just going to watch
two
TL get
successful
Baron.
picks in the carries of Team Liquid. Yeah, this should be easily Baron started up. Yon is going to maintain the front lines as he now turns to help try and burn this Baron down, but they still have ultimates to turn if Shopify get too close.
Yeah, I mean, TL's barely hitting it, so Shopify do not need to rush. This is going to be the world's slowest Baron. They've only dealt a couple thousand damage to it, but they got to find a way to get over there. If Tomio can get a big ult, get some good AoE down, they could potentially take down
Tomio's ult does do a lot with them all bunched up.
Yon steps up.
All right, so they engage here. Great ult by Leona.
Impact in the
Impact was dead. Wait, Impact might be dead.
As Umti now tries to chase, but Yon finds Tomio, and Fake God is next. API just needs one more,
Fake God walks out. And Impact also walks out.
Can now turn to the Baron, secure it.
And then Insanity
is in deep, and he's got nowhere to run. The early recall from Impact, because he's got faith in Team Liquid.
Wait, how's everyone surviving?
But he's got the blast code.
The only person who died there was Tomio.
Okay,
No,
okay,
Insanity
on the bottom side. It was a nice chip. I mean, Sandy's got some damage this game, but unfortunately, it's still not enough.
Yeah, just barely. Can't actually finish off Yon. Well played there.
All right, so let's see here.
A lot of confidence.
Impact really got melted down. I'm really curious about
Tomio here. You can see they go.
Oh wow, yeah, they just super focused. They knew what they wanted. They went all in on
into the Twisted Advance, into the bubble.
The Cole and everything. That really hurt them.
They burst down the brand, and they just push him out of the fight. And then Insanity trying to see if they can find anything here, but there's no angle for him.
I don't think I was wrongly played by
able to get
Insanity
home
or anything.
at least, but it is a big advantage now for TL. It was a great start for Shopify, but TL is just outplaying them in the 5v5.
Tomio's gone.
Now
They knew the enemy didn't have Smite, so they immediately turned to Baron. I think that's just well done. Wow, another ad. This is insane.
The all-new Indian Scout.
Always right. This reminds me of like a Wii Sports type of thing. Okay.
I'm not sure what Rainover is gesturing towards, whether he's upset or he's surprised. Yeah, it's like, that was crazy. I will say, Team Liquid still ahead in this game, but Shopify have done a better job at punishing some of the overextensions from Team Liquid.
Yeah, I mean, I think Shopify's played pretty well.
On to 3.
Okay, they say punish Umti right there, but Umti's able to turn it.
Making sure that APA can follow up on the engage.
That's the downside of running like brand jungle or something like that. You're just so squishy,
Tomio kind of walked up a little bit too close.
Like, you do output a lot of damage, so you have that like kill pressure, but you do also just die.
Takes out Tomio, no problem. They're pushing up through bot as well, so meanwhile, they have that mid lane trade. But bot lane, you lost the tier 2 bot.
It looks like Insanity's going to be able to get tier 2 right there.
Is just completely unafraid.
Meanwhile, Insanity was pushing on the tier 2, got some gold back over to the side of Shopify, so somewhat of a trade. But they still have the Baron buff on their side on Team Liquid, so they should be able to take out this tier 3 in the bottom lane.
Maybe
they're be able to grab that. At least they got the objective bounty, you know, as he called out. But going to be probably the retreat back towards the dragon here. That is
no, they
now
fake leave.
Though maybe overextended a bit.
They got to be careful because Tomio's respawning and Umti's walking back from the base, but they just might be content in getting one pick off.
Oh, so it's CC. That was perfectly juggled.
Fake God and tears a hole in Zazel's back as well.
Bvoy dead. What a great job by Impact. What a great job by and Yon follows up.
But Yon follows up with the flash.
Oh, it just ends the game.
Ready to end the game, and they don't even need Umti to be there to do it.
That is crazy. Yon is just
Yon really carried that last fight.
Everything
really great engage onto Fake God when they stepped up a little bit too far forward.
You know,
to be fair, Impact also played really good, being able to kill Bvoy with like a billion dashes, because that's totally okay on Kasante. So it was a closer game, but honestly, it was still pretty stomped by Team Liquid.
One last time, maybe an extra kill to pad the stats, and Team Liquid
that was a great game. Honestly, I think the Immortals.
It's actually wild to me that this was a faster game than Game 1. They're going to end.
They're not even ending here. They're just messing around.
Last game was 27-minute game. This one is 25 and a half.
This was pretty dominating
with
performances.
The absolute killer.
And then, I'm so excited. So even though it's on Thursday and Friday, which is a little bit rougher for me, I'm really excited to watch. I mean, a lot of these games, but the big one is going to be Dignitas and FlyQuest, which is actually on Friday. This is the game I am hoping is just amazing. Jensen on Dignitas going up against his old team FlyQuest. Oh, this is going to be great. This is where I think the biggest if is going to be. Right, Team Liquid is pretty strongly like #1 team. You know what I mean? Cloud9, FlyQuest are both kind of like fighting for Team 2. And a lot of people have Dignitas somewhere between like 4 and 6. Because Immortals and Shopify is almost always bottom 2. So really, it's Dignitas, 100 Thieves, and Energy. And I really have Dignitas like 3. I think they could accomplish a lot here. So we'll see what happens. And I'm looking forward to it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you have a great rest of your night.